And a good Tuesday evening, and welcome in to Top of the River here in Anniston, just North Anniston, I guess we could say, here on Highway, just off Highway 21. Jim Jacobs along with Joe Medley. James Hardy has the night off. He's doing assignments somewhere, calling some kind of ball game or something. But
we're in our missing man formation.
Yeah, missing man formation. Very good, Joe. No, actually, we were gonna. I don't know if I can move this thing without breaking it or anything, but I'm gonna bring it over here. I want you to see.
Decor.
This is James. Hello, Jim. Doesn't that look like him? I mean, it looks like his hair, doesn't it, Jake?
James might never come back.
He may never come. Well, as long as he shows up Friday night. I'll put James back over here in the corner where he belongs. But anyway, welcome into the show this week. I think it's week 7. I'm not sure anymore. I just know that the season is flying by.
It really is. It's hard to believe it's more than halfway gone.
I mean, is it an age thing for us? Because, I mean, you and I both been doing this a long time, but, I mean, it just seems like for some reason this season has just –
it really has. Of course, I mean, football is such a routine sport. You have the lead up and then the game and then the lead up, and you get into that routine, and it just –
well, you and I had the same rhythm last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see a heck of a football game back at Lot Mosby. Big crowd on hand for Anniston and Cherokee County. And basically Anniston, unless the wheels just come off the bus, they're the hay's in the barn. They're going to be raging champs. And so that means they host first round at home. And I don't know, it's been a while since they've done that.
Yeah, and of course, historically, and the team they beat Friday night has shown you this, that whoever it is that wins that 4A Region 6 ends up winning 4A North and gets to go to Birmingham.
Well, and you've got the people that have normally been in the mix against Cherokee County that look strong again this year, like West Morgan and some of those other North teams up there, like Brooks and Deschler, of course, is a name you're always going to hear. But that's been the case, you're right, for the past 3 seasons. And but Cherokee County still got a shot to get back there. What I noticed in the ball game to me is they just had a hard time finding offense. Some of the mistakes, the block punt for the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a tough night for Coach Kelly's kids.
Well, and part of that too is the Anniston can just run the ball. I mean, they're physical up front. They can hold the ball. That first drive of the game, Anniston held the ball for 8 minutes and 3 seconds. They didn't get any points out of it, but they held the ball for 8 minutes and 3 seconds, and that keeps the other team's offense off the field.
And the other thing about Anniston that was, to me, that stuck out more in this past Friday night's game versus the game we saw them against Alexandria is, you think you got Pope, and then he runs the other way, and then he cuts back, and, he makes something out of nothing all the time.
Years ago, Georgia Southern had an option quarterback named Tracy Ham, and there was a great quote about him. I forget which coach said it, but it's hard to tackle smoke. and at times he looked like smoke Friday night.
And then of course they got Jabari, who basically if he's got a smidgen of a lane, goodbye. He's so fast.
And then when you put too many people up against the run, they have the ability to throw the ball, and
they just need people to catch it.
Ja'Cory had a bad night Friday night, but he's normally pretty reliable.
And you were telling me that something about a T-shirt.
What I heard was talked about after the game, apparently he had some kind of dry fit, slick material undershirt
that came down his arms.
Yeah, and he was having a hard time holding the ball because of that. So wow. I imagine if that's the case, that shirt's
come off, retired,
and then they'll go get some Fred Biletnikoff stickum or something.
There you go. Well, I mean, he dropped a couple of good ones for Friday night, so I'm sure he felt bad about that, and I bet they've thrown him some balls in practice this week.
And he'll catch some. He's caught some big passes this year. He'll catch some big passes.
Yeah. So, there you go. Friday night, big game for us. We set a viewing record that it's just hard to believe. We started doing this 15 years ago, and just hoped we'd have maybe a couple of thousand people watch a game, just enough so we could go out and sell some ads and maintain what we were trying to do. And I mean, you know what it's like. You worked at the newspaper. You now work for a website that basically has to do the same thing we have to do. And it's tough. I mean, it's tough. But when you can go in and tell somebody that you had 58,000 people watch a football game, at least for a period of time, just on Facebook, and then when you consider that that doesn't even count, what we had in TV viewership with Roku, Apple TV, and Fire, our app that now has over 10,000 downloads. I mean, this thing has just exploded, and we couldn't be more excited about it. And we really, we don't do this enough. Thank you so much for entrusting us with your Friday night glee.
Yes, and of course, if a few more of those people actually come to the game,
yes,
then there wouldn't be some empty seats in there. But but I guess you create the.
Was the crowd bigger this past Friday?
It was a good crowd for that game. It wasn't a full house, but it was a good crowd for that game.
I don't think it was as big as the Alexandria game.
Probably not, because that was a county-on-county matchup.
Yeah, for sure. But Cherokee County travels incredibly well. And, from center down here, that's a decent drive to go to a high school football game.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Of course, you guys hadn't seen anything yet. Wait till you have to go to Mobile. I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm not a fan of that decision.
Yes.
And I know you're not either. You may not say you're not, but because you'll have to go.
Yeah, I got to make sure my car is good and maintained before they take that trip.
We may hook a ride with you, who knows? Or we may take you down there. Just figure something out. All right, well, we've got another full slate tonight for our Tuesday night high school football coaches show. Jake, if you'll throw that up on the screen, we'll run them down for you. Todd Ginn is here from the Alexandria Valley Cubs, talking about a team that's having a good season. Coach Danny Horn and the conglomerate from Clay County have made the drive up, and we appreciate that. Our player of the week, Taylor Boyd, is here, and Coach Allie Smith is supposed to be here tonight with the Gadsden City Titans. I was told earlier today he had a little medical procedure done, and questionable maybe. He said he was going to be here, but if he doesn't, we understand. And that gets us to our first break. When we come back, we're going to get Todd Ginn in here and talk Alexandria Valley Cubs football when the Tuesday night coaches show continues here from Top of the River in Anniston on FNN.
When you're on the go, Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Miller Funeral Home is committed to providing families with the finest services for their loved ones, including our newest service, Aquamation. Aquamation is a gentle, respectful, and eco-friendly alternative to flame cremation. Miller Funeral Home is the only facility in the state of Alabama that offers the Aquamation service. Call us or visit our website today to learn more about how we can serve you and your loved ones.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
And welcome back to the Tuesday Night Coaches Show here on FNN as we continue from top of the river in Anniston, the catfish capital of our area, that's for sure. What'd you have?
Shrimp.
Yes, that's right. You had shrimp tonight, right?
I'm a shrimp guy.
I'm going home with shrimp. I understand we interrupted you right in the middle of cornbread.
Yeah, well, I love the cornbread slaw, and the catfish is really good here, but I'm spoiled rotten because I think maybe Bucks Island is one of y'all. They one of y'all sponsors? My father-in-law is the parks guy there, Pat Reeves, and he's got me spoiled rotten. Between he and my son Gus and me, we go crappie fishing all the time.
Yeah.
So we go after those mule donkey crappies, what we call them big ones, and
you fillet them and
and
deep
we
fry
fillet them, and I've got a freezer full, and Pat and I and Gus have a great time, and we catch a lot of crappie. So it spoils the catfish because once you've eaten good fried crappie,
it's hard to
it's hard to eat any other fried fish.
But you don't see that a lot around here.
Yeah,
in restaurants.
Yeah, well, you can't have them in restaurants.
Really?
Crappie. Yeah, it's against. You can't sell those.
My dad used to catch those things all the time, like you're talking about, filleting them up and freeze them.
I've got a freezer full, and we fillet them and usually fry them or put them on the Blackstone sometimes, but they're just so good. So
he's not a professional fisherman, by the way. It's Todd Ginn here with the Alexandria Valley Cubs.
If I ever give this coaching up, though, I may give that a shot.
Until you said that restaurant thing, I was like, maybe there's when he's done coaching, he could make a restaurant.
Yeah, you can't
the crappie capital of
That's it.
Calhoun County.
That's incredible. All right, well, let's talk Valley Cubs football. You've had a really good season so far, and you look really comfortable in what's going on out there.
Yeah, I mean, y'all two know, Alexander football and things that have been going on, and we just had a group of young guys 2 years ago, and we knew as those guys got older, we were going to be back to what we, were expecting, and those guys, we've still got a young group. I mean, you called the game, at Anniston the other day with MJ and Royce, and those guys are 10th graders. And, we've got a stable of 10th graders, 11th graders, and those seniors now that went through that rough year are seniors and getting to reap the benefits of sticking together and really working hard.
The thing I noticed in the one game I've seen you guys play, more speed.
Yeah.
And I loved the team intensity that those guys, I mean, they were running around and bumping one another and, really excited about playing the game. You could see it.
Well, that comes with confidence. Your excitement goes up. It's hard to have a lot of fun when you're losing. So, as you start winning, as you build confidence, we've got some leadership that we talk about, loves getting to practice every day. You see the jumping around on Friday nights, but that's the way we practice a lot too. A lot of guys having a lot of fun, building confidence, doing the things that you need to do off the field as far as conditioning, weights, and all those things, film work that produce confidence on the field and let you have a lot of fun. And it's a fun group to be around. Fun group of guys to get to watch play. I get to sit back and watch them play on Friday nights, and we've got a lot of speed. Got to play with a lot of confidence. Play with a lot of, a little bit of an edge is what I like to call it. There's a fine line now. A lot of people call it unsportsmanlike play. Not necessarily. I mean, there's a fine line between that and playing physical football between the whistles, and so we try to, we challenged our guys to get back to playing physical ball. A team that win or lose, at the end of the night, you go, I don't know if I want to play those guys again. And that's the mentality you want to have.
And yet, when I see the stats from your games, I see 200, 300, 400 yards passing.
Yeah.
And what does that speed let you do?
Well, it just spreads it just opens things up. If you watch us a couple of years ago, and when we don't have the speed, you have to do the 5 thing. You have to get in there tight.
Between the tackles.
Yeah, really close your splits down and do some things in there. Having these guys this year, having MJ, JJ, those guys that have speed, you just spread them out, and then they've got to match you. And then, Cole, that's one thing about it. Cole's been throwing the ball around really well. Well, he's just older and more mature and got more confidence, got speed outside, but we still run the ball really, really well as well. And that's the key, is having those linemen up front to really set the tone. You've got our line, you've got a tackle, you've got Gavin Sweet and Parker Nemeth, and then at guard you've got Knox and Gage. Both of those guys, Knox Faulkner and Gage, are really good guards. And then at center you got Russ Trantham, and then I count Royce Trantham as our tight end, and then even Ryan. Ryan Brown does a ton of stuff for us. He can play outside at the wing. He can play back in the fullback. He can go out and pass. He can run. He blocks unbelievably well from his position. We just got to, when you've got a bunch of weapons and you've got a bunch of unselfish guys, it makes offense fun.
It seems like you got a quarterback who can hit people downfield, but you also have a lot of guys that can take a short pass and turn it into a long.
Sure, that's the key, in any game now. I think with offensive football is getting the ball out to some guys that can make plays, and then letting them make plays. MJ, I thought in the Anniston game, if he stays in that game, he's gone in third quarter. One of the best players on the field. He's just 10th grader, but he's one of the best players on the whole field, both sides. And they were really struggling to match up with him and Evan on the outside. Anniston does really good stopping the run, but they have to do that. They have to play man-to-man out on the edges. And we've got the athleticism this year to cause, when you've got to play man-to-man everywhere, to cause people some problems.
Todd, I've been doing this a while too, and I can't tell you how many people said to me after the game while we were, tearing down and getting ready to go home, I think we'll see this again.
Well, we're hoping so. You know what I mean? We're hoping so, because that means if you see that again, that means it's in the third or fourth round of the playoffs.
That's right.
So in my mind, I'm not saying we're hoping so from a cocky standpoint. I'm saying we're hoping so because we're that deep in the playoffs. Some things Dad always used to talk about. You've got to have some things go your way to make a deep run in the playoffs. You've got to have some things go your way as far as injuries. You've got to have some things go your way as far as plays being made here or there. So, we hope so. We hope that matchup happens again.
Now, you know a lot about basketball, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Basketball is a lot about matchups.
Yeah.
What the other team does and what your team can do and that kind of stuff. Are we seeing more of that in football now?
Yeah, once again, you've got to have the pieces. You've got to have a quarterback that can get the ball out. You know what I mean? You've got to have a quarterback that can make the right reads. And then you've got to have dudes out there that can make plays. So I think you're seeing that a lot in the upper classifications because they've got more dudes to pick from. So it's a lot more like basketball, spacing and doing the things. As you move down in classifications, you see a lot more guys that have to play both ways. So therefore, now you're dealing with fatigue. You're seeing a lot less numbers to pick from, so you're got less dudes, less guys. But that's the way we're doing this year. We are doing a lot of, hey, where are you at defensively, and where are our numbers best offensively? And Will's our offensive coordinator, and he a lot of times I just sit back and say,
he has a fun job this year.
He does a really good job, and our offensive guys, we got a veteran offensive line coach. Coach Paul Hawk came over, and he does a great job. And then on the other side, Bryant and Jamie Harper and Kilgo and Brizendine, those guys do a great job with our defense. That's the thing that's tough nowadays, is when you put up a bunch of points and you play pretty good offense, it's tough to have really good numbers on defense because the other team gets so many possessions, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? They get so many possessions where,
especially for touchdowns come with big plays.
Yeah, I mean there are times where, in my time coaching, our game plan may be to give the other team only 4 possessions, which means we're going to really milk the clock and do the things we need to do, to make that possession. Well, when they only get 4 possessions, it's hard to give up a whole bunch of points. But you know what I'm saying? But this year we're doing some things to give ourselves more possessions because we feel like in the end, the more possessions we get, the more we're going to have an opportunity to get it in our playmakers and find some holes.
You come from a championship pedigree. I mean, quite frankly, you don't know how to lose. But I'm going to make you talk about losing because a couple of years ago, something happened in Alexandria that was way outside the way things usually are.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to you that year, and you seemed to be confused, disappointed. What was it? I mean,
well,
were you questioning yourself?
I don't know that you question yourself because it's just when you get used to winning and the pressure is on you no matter what. A lot of times that's the hardest thing for coaches to do when you're used to winning is to sit back and say, hey, the pieces, we're getting the most out of these pieces, and you're still losing. That's a hard thing to do because you want to try to find a way to win. And sometimes that's just – I found that out 2 years ago. I just keep that was a humble pie that just sat there. And, you had to eat every bite of it because there was –
wasn't for a lot of fun walking around town, was it?
I still tell folks we had guys that played so hard that year.
Yeah.
We had coaches that coached so hard. I still think we coached harder than any other year that year. But it was not a whole lot of fun. But you have to go through a year like that to reap what's going on now. Because these guys, the reason why we're good right now with 10th and 11th and these seniors is because of that year.
So you got really young really fast, and you're having to go up against 5A competition.
Right, and we were playing 5A then, and we were barely in 5A then, and that was, and we had a lot of success in 5A. Don't get me wrong. A few years before that, we went undefeated in the regular season, and we're region champs 2 or 3 years in a row there, and just it's kind of like if you get 2 classifications in a row where you don't have the dudes. You know what I'm saying? 2 in a row is hard to come back from. That usually you can see it coming usually from your youth leagues, really in middle school ball you can see. So if let's say for instance 7th and 8th grade right now, you can see coming up whether you're going to have. Now you can't count all those guys in or out now because they're young, but you can see if there's potential dudes coming through there. You know what I'm saying? And if there's a 2-year drought, you're gonna have some problems when they get up there because it's hard for 10th graders to win in big time football.
Answer this for me. It seems to us in doing games, especially when different classifications play one another, the biggest jump is 4A to 5A.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you agree with that?
I think so. I think the biggest deal there because you go from, I don't know the exact numbers, but let's just say you go from every school in 4A. You may have, it's less than 100 from top to bottom. 100 kids. You know what I'm saying? Well, then you make that same jump. 5A is close to 300 kids. Difference top to bottom. So that's a big deal when you start talking about the number of people to choose from. You know what I'm saying? Yep. 350 versus 600, you know what I'm saying, is a big difference. That year we went and played Parker and beat them at Parker. Golly, they were a huge school. They were the biggest school, there was, and Ramsey was still in 5A. And you're going, man, they got 600 kids to choose from. And then you jump to Oxford and them in 6A, it's 600 to 950, but if you got 600 kids to choose, you get a pretty big deal. But when you got 350, I think you're exactly right. I think that is the biggest thing is that 5A group. Jacksonville's finding that out. You know what I mean? That's a big difference between the number of kids, and you just see it. There's so many kids that have to go both ways.
Yeah,
and you can't do that in 5A and be successful.
Well, you can, but those have to be
dudes.
Dudes. You know what I'm talking about? Real dudes. So you can. We proved because we played a lot of guys both ways when we were, there. But it's a lot harder to do.
I think I know what you're going to say to this question because you're a coach. And I know how coaches view rankings, and rankings mean a whole lot less in high school than they do in the college ball. But I felt like you guys have been an underrated team all year, and I vote on the poll. I'm one voter in a panel,
right?
But I felt like dropping out of the top 10 was too much of a penalty for that Anniston game, and I just feel like that you guys have been kind of underrated all year. Is that in any way a source of motivation for you guys? How do you look at that?
To tell you the truth, I've never brought it up, to the guys. But the way I look at that is high school ball is so hard to make that decision. Because like you said, you're on the panel. You're going to vote for us because you've seen us. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people are just going on records. Hey, what's this team doing? And I mean, people that probably voted on that and that didn't see us play Anniston. That was a pretty good game.
It was.
And I don't think either team with that loss should have – if both of us are top 10 teams, it'd be hard to say one of them needs to fall out. I mean, look at the college game, but it's all on TV so they can see it. Nobody in their right mind would have thought after that Florida State game with Alabama that right now Alabama would be in the top 10 and Florida State would be at 25 after that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But they see the product of work that's put up there every week, and it's out on display. In high school, it's just, hey, hope you got somebody like Joe. Hope you got a lot of guys like Joe. You know what I mean? Hope you got a lot of guys like Joe that are going to vote for you. Otherwise, you're just counting on guys to look at the record and say, we may jump in the top 10 this week. Who knows?
Who knows? But I think if I were a coach, I wouldn't even look at it.
Well,
because I don't think it is very scientific at all. I mean, it's all about opinions and stuff.
Well, Joe would know. Joe would know better. I don't know if is it something that's talked about in a forum, or is it something that you just throw your vote in every week? Or?
You fill out a spreadsheet. You put a number by each team you want to vote for. You send it in, and it's tabulated. And the thing the most useful tool that we have is they send out a thing to us every week called Top 10 Fair. It shows you how each top 10 team did that week, who they played, what the score was, and that's helpful. But no, there's no substitute though for seeing something visually,
right?
And all you're seeing just words on a piece of paper or words on an email.
Right.
So, what do you need to do between now and Halloween? Because you're going to get in.
We've talked about it. I would really like to play at home. So to do that,
you got to win out.
We need to win. The right games. I don't know. I don't. I say this and it sounds coachy, but this just is what it is. We look at the next one. We're not even thinking about. With Asheville, people talk about. Well, Asheville's 5-1. They're the same record we have. They're the same record we have in the region. We got to go handle business Friday night at Asheville. But you win the right games. I guess if I step back from a coach, you win the right 2 games of what we got left. You got the 2 seed.
Right.
If it's the right 2 games. You know what I mean? If you don't win the right 2 games, then you're sitting at a 3.
Then you have to travel.
Then you got to travel. And with the new system of higher seed plays at home. God, I found that out last year. I mean, I'm thinking we would go down to North Jackson, we win. Old system, guess what? Brooks has to come to Alexandria, has to come to Death Valley instead of us going to Brooks because we, the bracket and everything. And then you go, man alive, no, we got to go to Brooks, just because of the higher seed thing. And, I'm just one person, but I'm not a fan of that. I like the way it was in the old, because how can you pit one region versus another unless those regions have played each other?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? You know what I mean? You can't say that our region is better than Region 7 unless there are some common opponents that's played each other in both of those regions. Does that make sense?
For folks that are watching, explain what you mean by higher seed gets to host.
Okay, so let's say –
explain it.
Okay, let's say last year, let's say we went on the road to North Jackson. We were a 4. And North Jackson was a 1, so clearly we've traveled one time. So then us and Brooks meet. Brooks was a 2 seed. They had already played at home. So normally in the old days they had traveled. They had not traveled. We have traveled.
And you won.
And we won.
So you should have hosted.
You would have played at our place.
Yeah.
But they are the higher seed because they are the 2 seed. even though they had already played at home and we had played on the road, we had to go there. And
that seems like an excessive penalty through the playoffs.
It's so tough because y'all may remember the team more than I will, but they went in as a 4. And it was South 5A or 4A a couple years ago, and they roll all the way through. That is almost impossible because you're on the road every single round. They rolled all the way to the championship. Well, it seems
like Hanley did that not too long ago.
I don't remember who it was.
You know what I'm talking about? When Larry was still there? Seems like they had to play 3 in a row on the road.
But if you get that 4, you have got to win on the road every single round. You just know. What's the chances you're going to meet another 4? In
some regions, 4 is better than other regions too.
Yes. You know what I mean? And I don't understand why that move was really. I think it was probably more for 7A ball. You know what I mean? Where they're trying to figure a lot like what I saw. I think somebody said Georgia did that. They're going to start, no matter where you finish, they're going to start seeding you in the playoff bracket, trying to supposedly get the best teams there. Well, I mean, once again, how are you going to do that without visual? Who's going to be making their votes and deciding who? It's a crazy thing to me. I just wish they would have left it alone and say, hey, you go win on the road, then you get to play at home the next week, unless y'all both played on the road and then the team on the bottom or top of the bracket. But that ship has sailed.
Todd, we could talk all night.
We could.
And we thank you for coming. I know you had to change your schedule up a little bit, and it's always good to have you here because you're always honest and straightforward. And, that's what people want to hear. They want to hear the real stuff, and we feel like we get that with you every time. We'll let you get back to your dinner, and we'll get Coach Danny Horn up next. We'll start talking to Clay County about their season so far. They're on the cusp of another great year as well when we continue here from Top of the River in Anniston.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Miller Funeral Home is committed to providing families with the finest services for their loved ones, including our newest service, Aquamation. Aquamation is a gentle, respectful, and eco-friendly alternative to flame cremation. Miller Funeral Home is the only facility in the state of Alabama that offers the Aquamation service. Call us or visit our website today to learn more about how we can serve you and your loved ones.
Welcome to Calhoun County, Alabama, your natural attraction. We have invigorating outdoor activities, amazing cultural sites, mouth-watering food, and southern hospitality, all wrapped into one amazing vacation destination. Whether you're looking for a relaxing overnight getaway or for a one-of-a-kind escapade, Calhoun County boasts an incredible selection of outdoor recreational opportunities. Calhoun County is the natural attraction, centrally located between Atlanta and Birmingham, with plenty of fun and memories waiting to be made. Come to Calhoun County, Alabama, a natural attraction.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
And welcome back to Top of the River as we continue with FNN's Tuesday night high school football coaches show. If we can get Coach Horn strapped in here.
Yeah.
I think you know what a headset is.
Yeah, I think Todd stretched them out, though. I got to put them back in there.
I hear you. Well, that's good. Well, we have with us now the winningest high school football. Does that ever get old? when people introduce you and say, winningest high school football coach in Alabama history?
Well, right now it is, but that could change at any time. So.
Well, you had to get Terry Curtis to resign or to step away, retire. So he's busy trying to help run things now, I think, for us. So you kind of got a long straightaway there. You can kind of keep working on it for a while.
And for those who don't know what winningest means, that means 369 and 99 now in your 37th year.
That just means I've been doing it a long time. And, I've had some really good players and really good, coaches. Most of the coaches have been with me for a long time, and most of them are players I coached, or coaches that have been on my staff for a long time. So there's a lot of variables that go into that, but mainly is I've had a lot of good players.
Is Friday nights for you the same today as it was 20 years ago?
Yeah, it is. I get nervous before every game, and in fact, I mentioned it the other night. I said, I guess I was telling one of my assistants, I said, I guess if I ever get tired of being nervous, then that means I probably need to retire because I still get nervous, and I still enjoy the competition and preparing and those type things. Some things I'm getting a little old to do, but where we're at, you got to do a lot other than coach.
Right.
And, but anyway,
You still ride a lawnmower?
I still ride a lawnmower. I still mop. I still sweep. I still clean toilets. So
you just wouldn't want the routine to change.
Right, no,
I mean, come on.
I still have to do all that, but we got a bunch of really good kids, and it's important to them, and things have changed obviously over the last 10, 15 years. All this recruiting and transfers and all that. That's that's another story, but still, kids are kids, and we got some good ones.
And yet every year you're good for double-digit wins, probably at least the quarterfinals. How do you keep that going as the changes occur?
Well, it's getting harder. Every year, it's a new team basically, and they got to make up their own mind to be the best they can be, and some teams a little bit better than others, and but tradition never graduates. That's something that I always say, and we're blessed to have the same coaching staff just about year after year, and the players go through our junior high program, and we try to do it the right way, and then we just I don't know, every team is a little bit different, and you got to there's some things as a coach, especially coaching high school, you got to change, and some things you can keep the same. Some years you can throw the ball a little bit more, and some years you got to run the ball, and same thing defensively, but your principles stay the same. The discipline, the commitment, the effort, and all that. That you never change that, and that's some things that we rely on, that we believe in, and we're going to keep doing it the right way. And when JT got hurt after the first game, we was kind of in, actually our first two quarterbacks got hurt at the Handler game, and we was kind of in limbo there for a couple games, but we adjusted to it, and basically, we started running out of the Wildcat and just snapping it to the tailback, but that's some things that you got to do as a coach sometimes when your players are hurt or whatever, and in the long run, we got JT back last week, but between that, we basically established another offense with a Wildcat, and so that's something we can always go back to if we need to, but I mean, obviously I'm glad to JT back. Don't get me wrong, but and so we're if we can just stay healthy, I think we got a chance to have a good year.
All right. Well, let me ask you about something. Joe mentioned 37 years, right? Mm-hmm. What's it mean to you now when maybe one of those young men you coached 20 years ago comes by to visit, got married, got a couple of kids, has a good career, and, he knows you were a big part of that? What's that mean to you?
Well, it's special. It is, and I enjoy, seeing a lot of my old players, and just it makes me just proud, how they turned out, and not that I had a whole lot to do with it, but it's mainly the parents. But I feel good about when they come back, and it makes me proud, and I've had a lot of them come back, and they say, Coach, we didn't. I mean, if they played college football or whatever, maybe police academy, and they said, Coach, we still hadn't run as much as we did in summer. and that makes you feel good, to know that they'll put in the effort and want to come back. And on the way over here, I got stopped coming out of Lineville, but I think they knew who I was. It was two players I had last year and the year before. They became policemen. And they pulled me over, and we talked.
They had to let you know they had a little stroke, didn't they?
Yeah. But it's nice. I mean, to see them grow up and leave and have a career, and I mean, it's special.
I want to revisit something you said a while ago about tradition never graduating. I'm seeing right now, is it 5 double-digit win seasons and 8 years of existence, 6-1 this year for Central Clay, which was the melding of two great traditions. How much does that kind of validate what brought the two elements that came together to make this school?
Well, I mean, I was at Benjamin Russell when they came together, and I just came after this is my 8th year, I think. And the hard part was already over when I got there, getting used to each other and the rivalry and all that. But, I came in at a good situation. We had some good players when Coach Herron retired, and he was my offensive line coach at Clay County, and when I came back, I wanted to finish where I started, as a head coach, and that's one of the main reasons I came back, and like I said, the hard work was kind of already done. About mixing them together and getting along, and because there was a big rivalry, Clay County and Lineville, that was probably one of the biggest ones in the state, and but now, other than the players that I coached their daddy, I know where they live, but really I don't know whether if they live in Ashland, Lineville, or Millville, or Millville. I mean, I don't know now, so. I came in at a good time where we had some really good players, and it took us a while to kind of adapt to my style of play. But, we did well those really every year. But especially those first 2 years when we won the state championship. But it's good to see both communities, and I didn't know. I knew people from Lineville, but we didn't really associate. And now, I consider them, some of my best friends. That we go with. So it, when they combined the schools, some people was against it, some was for it. But I think overall, it's helped the whole county come together, and as one.
Yeah. That wall came down.
Yeah, it did. It did, and
it took a while.
It probably took several years. Like I said, I came in probably at a good time when. After a couple of years after it was first started, that and so now everybody's involved, and we obviously got great support at home or on the road, and it's a community that cares about sports and cares about football, and it's not that you have to win every game. They just just want you to play hard and be a good kid and those type things, and that's what we hopefully are about.
You do you have a plan for retirement? I mean, do you know today what you want to do?
No.
So
I don't do a whole lot, but I mean, it's eventually going to come. I mean, I know that.
When will you know it's time?
Well, I'll just I've asked several coaches that, and they said you'll just know it. You'll wake up one morning and say, I'm getting too old for this. I'm through, and I mean, it may happen this year. It may happen 5 years down the road. I don't know, but
that'll be a sad day in Clay County. I'll tell you that.
I don't know about that. I'm getting to the point now. I probably shouldn't have showed up last week. If I took the week off, we'd probably won a lot easier than what we did. But I bet them nerves was working at the end of that game, weren't they? Well, it was a good game, and we was lucky to come out. We just made one more play than they did at the end, but yeah, it's going to come, but when it does, then it does. I'll find me something else to do, I guess.
They may still let you ride the lawnmower, Coach.
They probably will.
And who knows? They may want you to still clean toilets too.
I'm sure they'll want that.
Tell us about the young men you brought with you tonight.
Well, I brought Caden Glenn. He's a senior wide receiver and plays safety for us, and he's had a really good year. In fact, he intercepted the ball and returned it to about our 40-yard line, or their 40-yard line, it was probably about 2 minutes left in the game. Probably less than that. It was about a minute and like 20 seconds. And then I brought JT, who actually played last week and played a little bit the week before. He was cleared the week before and didn't play a whole lot, but he played a little bit. But last week was really his first complete game. And he threw the pass to Taylor Board, who, he's been probably our MVP all year long. When JT went down, we just started snapping him the ball at running back, and he's got almost 1,000 yards rushing, had 188 last week. And he's the one that we put out at receiver, and JT threw a great ball to him, and he jumped up and got it with about 9 seconds left and scored the winning touchdown. So, but they all three are great kids. All three of them are seniors and great leaders.
Yep. Well, we're going to get them in here and talk a little bit about the big game and the win, of course, over Elmore County coming up here in just a couple of minutes. But, Coach, I want to thank you again for coming up tonight. Glad we could get to feed you another time. And, it's not often I get to sit in the presence of greatness, but I always feel like I am.
I appreciate it. The good Lord is blessed.
Him, great. Come on, Coach. But thank you again for coming, and best of luck the rest of the season. A lot of people are saying it's y'all and Moody. I'll leave it with that for you. We'll be right back.
They hadn't seen Williamson or
Viger
and all them play yet.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with the three students from Central Clay County when we continue here from Top of the River on FNN.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Miller Funeral Home is committed to providing families with the finest services for their loved ones, including our newest service, Aquamation. Aquamation is a gentle, respectful, and eco-friendly alternative to flame cremation. Miller Funeral Home is the only facility in the state of Alabama that offers the Aquamation service. Call us or visit our website today to learn more about how we can serve you and your loved ones.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
And welcome back to Top of the River here in Anniston as we continue with our Tuesday night high school football coaches show as we now welcome in the volunteers from Central Clay County who were coming off of a Hail Mary win over Elmore County, big region win for them. And looks like to us that hay's almost in the barn. They just got a couple of little cleanup jobs to take care of before we get into the playoffs. And let's start by introducing the young man. JT, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your last name?
Wilkerson.
JT's the quarterback. Here's our player of the week, Taylor Boyd. You got a lot of friends on social media, by the way. You know that, right?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
Yes, you did. And here's Caden Glenn down here on the far right. Everybody down here needs to scoot this way a little bit so we can get everybody in the frame there on the screen. I'm sure somebody's mama's watching down in Central Clay County. All right, let's start with JT because you just made it back into the lineup basically after getting hurt in the Hanley game to start the season. And from what you were doing to describe your injury to me before we came back from break, you're a lucky young man.
I am, yes, sir.
Tell the audience, what happened?
I scrambled out right, got tackled, hyperextended my knee, and had a sprained ACL and PCL. So I got lucky I didn't tear anything, but it was rough.
Yeah. So everybody says that not tearing it and being near a tear is more painful than actually doing it.
That's what the doctor said. He said I was about 2 millimeters away from tearing it, and he said that it was pretty traumatic. So
how did you deal with, what was recovery like? What did you have to do?
A lot of therapy. I had therapy 5 days a week. This is my last week of it, so I'm still in the process of getting my strength back because a lot of the muscles around it shut down when you get injured. So.
Are you comfortable playing now? Do you feel like you're back at 100%?
Yes, sir. Put me in a knee brace, and it is a lot more stability in it, and I just kind of forget about it and just go play.
All right, Taylor, is he telling me the truth? Is he back?
Yes, sir.
He good to go?
He's good to go. From what I've seen, he's good to go.
Well, he found you, didn't he?
He did.
So both of you help walk me through. Well, no, I'll tell you what. Give Caden the headset. We have to share headsets here from time to time. Caden, not only do we want to give Caden the headset, but we want to show the diamond ring. Turn your head to the right. There you go. Look at that. All right. Caden, tell us about the interception that set up the stuff that allowed you guys to win the game late.
I mean, well, they had been beating us a lot on curls, and they sent the back out in motion, and the outside linebacker, well, the inside linebacker had shot out, and it was just the instinct to jump the curl, and I jumped it, and it right place, right time.
But you saw it coming, right? So you kind of read the play?
Yes, sir.
And you just got yourself in a spot to pick the ball off.
Yes, sir.
Now, Coach said, I think that you brought it back to their 40. Is that right? Somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yes, sir, I believe.
Okay. All right, you can give the headset back to Taylor now. Now we're going to win the game. All right, JT, take us out on the field. It's a little over a minute left. Is that right?
There was when the play ended. There was, I think, 5.5 seconds left.
Yeah, I knew it was.
I think we ran one or two plays right before that last play. So I mean,
were you trying to set up the last play by what you were doing? I mean, did you know that's where you were going to go, or did it just work out that way?
I think it just worked out that way. It was more of a shorter pass concept, and he wheeled out of the backfield, and I got some pressure and had to roll out. And I saw that he had a step on the guy, so I just threw it up to him.
Now, where did you catch the ball on the field? I mean, whereabouts were you when you caught it?
Back of the end zone.
So you were in the end zone.
Yes, sir.
And you were around the 40, so that's a pretty good pass.
Yes, sir. It was a good ways.
Did it have zip on it?
He lobbed it up there.
Yeah, you had to go get it?
Well, not really. I took 2 steps back, and it was there.
It was there.
Yeah.
So it was an easy catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. When you go out on the field, I'll ask both of you this. When you guys go out on the field and step in the huddle for a situation like you went through Friday, what's that like compared to just, starting a game? And what is it? Is it all adrenaline? I mean, is there a certain amount of poise you have to know that you can, that you can do that at the end of a game? Talk to me about it.
I just try to – I mean, obviously it's not just another play, but at the same time it is. I mean, you just got to stay calm. And, I mean, obviously it's a very important play, but if you let it get too fast or things start moving too quick, you'll panic. So you just got to stay calm through it.
Yeah.
I'm just out there hoping for the best.
You're just like, give me the ball.
Yep. Throw it up.
All right. Now, you're a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about you?
I'm a senior.
So you're a senior too?
Yes, sir.
Caden?
Senior.
So all three of you guys are out after this year. Got aspirations of doing something on with football?
If it works out, then yes, sir.
Okay. You talking to people? People
Yes, sir.
talking to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about you?
Probably not. I'll probably weld. I like welding.
You like welding?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, I like that. How about you, Caden?
I'm probably go get my trade in plumbing.
Plumbing? Hey, man, you can make a good money doing plumbing. That's good money. Absolutely. And not everybody can do it. All right, well, listen, guys, you're on the downhill slide of your last season in high school. Where do you guys believe all this ends?
I hope it's state championship. That's one thing that we haven't got. So
for this class, you want to leave with the blue map.
Yes, sir. I think that's everybody's goal, but that's what we want.
Okay, well, good deal. There's nothing wrong with that. Taylor, the hardware is yours this week, young man. You're the hero in the back of the end zone going and getting it. How about that?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on being our Week 6 Player of the Week, presented by Talladega Short Track. And guys, thank you for coming up. Oh, by the way, I always ask everybody when they come through, what'd you eat?
Shrimp scampi and fried catfish.
You the man.
Same thing.
Same thing? Double dip?
I had fried catfish and fried shrimp.
Cool. So you double dip too, man. Well, I'm glad you guys got to come up and visit with us tonight, and best of luck the rest of the season. We expect to see you late in November.
Yes, sir.
All right, congratulations. We'll be right back. We've still got Coach Allie Smith here and the folks from Gadsden City. The Titans are on the way next here on the Friday Night Network.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the FNN Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnn.bank. Member FDIC.
Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Miller Funeral Home is committed to providing families with the finest services for their loved ones, including our newest service, Aquamation. Aquamation is a gentle, respectful, and eco-friendly alternative to flame cremation. Miller Funeral Home is the only facility in the state of Alabama that offers the Aquamation service. Call us or visit our website today to learn more about how we can serve you and your loved ones.
Welcome to Calhoun County, Alabama, your natural attraction. We have invigorating outdoor activities, amazing cultural sites, mouth-watering food, and southern hospitality, all wrapped into one amazing vacation destination. Whether you're looking for a relaxing overnight getaway or for a one-of-a-kind escapade, Calhoun County boasts an incredible selection of outdoor recreational opportunities. Calhoun County is the natural attraction, centrally located between Atlanta and Birmingham, with plenty of fun and memories waiting to be made. Come to Calhoun County, Alabama, a natural attraction.
I wasn't at work. I'm chasing everybody down.
Here we go.
All right.
We are back for the Tuesday night high school football coaches show here on FNN, live from Top of the River, the Catfish capital here in Northeast Alabama. Jim Jacobs, Joe Medley from EA Sports Today. And Coach Allie Smith now joins us from the Gadsden City Titans, and he's a little ginger today. Had a little procedure had to take care of, but you made it.
Oh, yeah.
It was the catfish, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. It got me going.
What'd you have?
I had the catfish and baked potato, man.
You can't beat Top of the River catfish. I mean, it's it.
So he can get this up in Gadsden too.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they take care of us a lot doing our.
He's fairly close to Gunnersville. You know, there's one on the water up in Gunnersville.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, Coach, let's talk about the season. Where are you right now?
Well, we're right here at the heart of the season, right at the midway point. We really feel good where we at. You know, we open up with two juggernauts in Muscle Shoals and Hewitt-Trussville, and so we're sitting at 4-2 right now.
You got a big game Friday night, though. We playing with big marbles Friday night.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. You don't have no other way.
We saw Fort Payne at Oxford in, I guess it was the quarterfinals last year. That's a good football team.
Oh,
how much? Of course, we saw you guys in the Southside game, which didn't turn out so great last year.
No, sir.
And they're still ahead.
Yes,
you got to be thinking a little revenge on that one, Coach.
Well, I'm gonna say this: we're gonna take it 1 week at a time. I think our kids, we got to handle what's out in front of us right here.
Right, and Fort Payne, obviously. I mean, you'd be crazy to look past that game because it means. Everything.
Everything. Over the last 3.5 years, the winner of that game has won the region, and obviously they're the defending region champions, and Coach Elmore has got those guys playing very well this year.
What do they do that concerns you going into the game?
They run the football very well. They got a big offensive lineman. They get behind them, and they run a lot of GT is what I call it, different things right there on the offensive side, and they really pound the football with number one, and so that really concerns me, us being able to stop their run.
You're looking good for your fourth consecutive playoff berth, maybe your third region title in 4 years. What does that mean to a guy that came from one of the schools that formed this school and then was part of the coaching staff from the very beginning.
Yeah, I actually this morning in our staff meeting and in our team meeting as the guys come in this evening, we kind of talked about that. It's me and there's only one other gentleman that's still a part of the original staff there, and so that means a little something to us. Being able to be consistent of winning and trying to bring region championships, because winning a championship ain't easy regardless of what it is. And so that's a little special. And we in year 19. This year of the school, so that will be big for us to get another one.
What did it mean to you when they gave you the keys to the program in 2019?
Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't looking for it. It was one of those things. I was actually working with one of our former players and like really doing his nonprofit and his foundation and different things like that. And it was something I had to decide if I wanted to say, because it was going to take a lot of time. And my son was at that time going into the 10th grade, and a lot of kids that had grown up at my house was coming into the system, and we was just continuously having turnover. And so when it was brought to my attention that it possibly could be mine, I sat back and I thought about it, and I said, hey, if I could just get us on stable ground, I don't know how long I can do it, but hey, let's see what we can do. And so it meant the world to me to try, because we was in some dark times, to try and pull us out of it.
I'll take you back further in time. We just talked to a coach that now coaches a school that used to be two rivals, right?
Yes.
You're an Emma Sansom graduate, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, he is.
And when that whole thing was announced, that those three schools were going to come together and be this one school, what was your reaction then, and how do you see it now?
Whoa. And,
people up there raised hell, didn't they,
absolutely,
Coach? I mean,
absolutely. And it's the funny thing is, we have at Gadsden City in our short time, we've had first-round draft picks. We've had young ladies at the school that's been runners-up for Miss America, like unbelievable success. In
a great marching band.
Yes, absolutely. Like some of the things. And when I really got inside of it, I said, man, I don't know if that – we've had some kids that was at Emma Sansom probably just as good as the Dre Kirkpatrick's, Jarrell Harris's, and the Kendall Kellys and the kids that came through there. However, I don't know if they would have got those opportunities being at the other schools. So I understood from that standpoint why they did it and brought it together, and it's really been great. But it's been a hard sell, and you still have people, you'll see them walking around with the Emma Sansom stuff, they gas and high stuff. And hey, I had a guy, I saw him last Christmas, and he had on the Emma Sansom, brand new Emma Sansom jog suit. And I grew up with him. He graduated a year ahead of me. And he said, man, what are you doing with that Gadsden City stuff?
Well, that kind of helps curtail into my next question. Do you think the combination of the schools to Gadsden City, do you think it's met expectations as far as the end result?
Well, I'll say this. Yes, from the inside. Now, from the outside, maybe not. Because, when you say you're going to bring Emma Sansom, Gatineau, Litchfield, well, automatically people think championships, they should be falling off the bone. Well, hey, at one point we was in 6A, top of the class. And it's easy to look at it. Well, hey, Hoover was up there at the top of the chain. Pratt was at the top of the chain. And now you got the Thompsons of the world and all those guys. And so everybody's growing and getting better as you go. So I think that in terms of what they were looking for, the city and our leadership at the board, I think that it has met their expectation. I'm not sure about it.
It's a great campus. Absolutely. I mean, it's just we love your stadium. I mean, it's just a great place to do a high school football game.
And my son made our family a band family, so I've been up there for the Mid-South band competition the last 3 years.
Yes,
to see that big stadium full of band kids, it's a great venue for it.
I'm telling you, it's awesome. Our administration is doing a good job about the development and continuing to grow our program. With the new the new baseball, softball, our tennis complex, and then in the stadium now we got the video board, probably one of the largest around here, our sound system, and then we are adding every year. Our administration really do a good job of that.
Well, I mean, it's obviously a landmark school.
Yes.
I mean, it was created to be a landmark school, and it's just it's great to see success for projects like that. You know, you don't want to see something like that come together and then basically be everybody's doorknob.
Oh no, man!
You know?
And our superintendent, our again, Mr. Blackwood, those people, they have so much pride in our campus. You know, today, you know, this was our fall break week, and you know, but our maintenance was out there making sure the campus looked phenomenal, doing what they supposed to. You know, take a lot of pride in our buildings. You know, our floors. When you come in, like I said, it's 20 years old, but you look around, it still look like a brand new school.
And that means somebody cares and somebody's taking care of it.
Absolutely.
Made the Final Four with Ralph last year.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you that, and you were there too. The regional finals with them in Oxford up at JSU. There's been few games I've ever been to that had that kind of electricity.
Absolutely. It was phenomenal. Coach Graves, I think that we found a gem. And I really, I'm telling you, he's been great for our school, for our young boys. You know, he has helped me football and basketball together, you know, working together with our kids and different things, man. And I tell the kids sometimes, like I've stole some of the things he tell the kids. This week, I've been using some of the stuff from him, and he does a great job. A very well thought of. He's a school guy, man. We really appreciate having him up there.
All right, here's a quick question for you, Coach, before we let you get out of here. If you could play anybody you wanted to in that stadium of yours, you know, whether it be for money or for whatever, who would you like to play?
Well, I tell you, you know, that's a good question there. You know, because we brought some in there. You know,
I know.
We brought Carrollton. And,
Hoover's been there, haven't they?
Hoover's been there multiple times. You know, Prattville's been there. You know, it might be one of those good things that we could bring up someone from the Mobile area. That's the only thing that
like
we have
a Viger or
a Viger, or you know, somebody.
How about
like
Jackson?
Hey, Jackson or Saraland or somebody like that. That I think it would be a draw for people that from in this side of the state that don't get a chance to see. But you know, I don't know who we hadn't really had in our stadium. You know, we played Auburn. I don't think Opelika's been up, but, you know, we've had spring games and OTAs and type of things like that with them. But the overall, you know, just that big draw, I think we would need to go into the Mobile area.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, like a North-South classic.
Yes, yes.
Of course, there is a school right on the other side of 759 that likes to play 6A teams.
I don't know if my I don't know. That's a little above me.
Coach, there's just some games you don't need to play.
Hey, I have to ask. I have to get permission for that one.
Tell us who you brought with you tonight.
Well, today I brought some of my my mainstays with me. And these kids have been, most of them been playing since their freshman year, and I got Tylen Sims. He's our starting, a 3-year starting safety. He's committed to Mercer. Then I got Keyshawn Curry with me. He's our leading receiver right now, and he's one of our real mainstays on the offensive side. Then I have Zion Gibson. He's an Alabama commit. Zion's you know, he's leading us in kick returns, punt returns. He had a big one this past weekend for us. He returned the opening kickoff, and then he returned the punt. Then he had an interception. So, you know, wanted to bring those guys off because they do a lot of things for us on and off the field.
Sounds great. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming down. You know, I know it was probably hard to do after your little thing today, but, you know, continued success. Take care of Fort Payne Friday, and we're going to get there somewhere down the road.
Yes, sir. We appreciate y'all, man, and thank you for everything you guys do for high school football.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take a quick break, and the Titans are on the deck next here for our final segment on the Friday Night Network.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
And we are back at Top of the River for our final segment of Week 6. Well, it's Week 7, I think. Heck, I don't know. Of our Tuesday night high school football coaches show. Jim Jacobs here with FNN, welcoming in 3 members of the Gadsden City Titans. And I'm going to ask them all to introduce themselves so everybody knows who we're talking to. Starter here on the left.
Zion Gibson.
Alabama commit.
Alabama commit.
Let me hear it now. Come on. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right. Next.
Ty Sims.
And you're going.
I'm committed to Mercer.
Mercer. What's their slogan?
Go Bears.
Go Bears?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And to your right?
Keyshawn Curry, wide receiver.
Who needs a haircut. All right, so we got a wide receiver. You're like like a DB or a linebacker? What is it you do?
I'm a DB and a receiver.
Okay, DB and a receiver. So you get to play both sides of the ball.
Yes, sir.
Do you do that all the time?
Yes, sir.
Throughout the game?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What do they want you for at Alabama?
DB.
DB? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I saw where Kool-Aid, went pro. Mm-hmm. He's playing now for New Orleans, and he had a couple of picks in the game Sunday, and I remember us covering him when he was at Pinson Valley. So you got to do us proud.
Yes, sir.
But do something great to make Tennessee fans just cry.
Got you.
What number are you going to wear? Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, freshmen don't get to pick, do they?
Hopefully 7. I don't know.
Number 7? All right, cool. All right, let's talk a little bit about the season so far. Has it gone according to plan? Now, you got to put that closer to your mouth. There you go. Bend it in. You can bend it in. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
All right, talk about the season a little bit.
What'd you ask again?
Yeah, talk about the season a little bit.
Yes,
Tell us how you think it's gone so far according to, what you guys worked on during the summer and, the 7-on-7s and that kind of stuff compared to how things have actually played out. I mean, you guys are kind of playing for a region title this Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so how do you feel the team is doing?
I feel the team is doing good. Obviously we didn't start how we wanted to, but as Coach Smith always says, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And I feel like the team is developing in a very positive way. So, I feel like we're doing pretty good.
Talk about how your season's been. I mean, you're the Alabama commit. You got all these eyes on you, all this expectation, stuff like that. Is that easy to deal with, and you just go play football, or what's all that like? I can't imagine, what that's like.
I try to keep it out, like let it go in one ear out the other. But I just try to focus on the season and, just let them talk and I just focus on the season, for real, for real.
So how do you feel your season's been?
I feel like it's going good.
Do you think you've had a better season on the defensive side of the ball or the offensive side of the ball?
Defense.
Yeah, so that's really your thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, down here on the end, tell us again what your position is.
Wide receiver.
So you kind of do what he does. Who's caught the most balls?
He has.
He has? So where are you going when career is over?
I guess we have to find out at the end of the season.
You're talking to people, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
People talking to you?
Yes, sir.
That's all that matters, son. Go get it. All right, I got a question for you guys. We were there and did the Southside game last year, and that didn't turn out the way you guys wanted it to. Is there motivation there because they're just across the bridge or whatever, and y'all are kind of like you've only played once now, and the game happened, and how bad do you want them again?
I mean,
is it just another game?
Yeah, just another game to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another game that we want to win. We want to win each game equally as bad as the other one. So, you know what I'm saying, just go over there and handle business.
Who is the team that you guys want to play and want to beat every year? Who is your natural rival?
I wouldn't say we just have a natural rival. Like, we want to beat everybody.
Yeah, just going out what he said. We want to beat everybody.
Beat everybody. Well, if you beat everybody, you know what happens, right?
Yes, sir.
Get that blue map. And how great would that be to bring the first blue map to Gadsden City?
Oh, it'd be amazing. For real.
I think y'all would deserve a parade. What do you think?
Yes, sir.
Y'all can ride in convertibles through town and get confetti thrown on you and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I have another question for all three of you as we kind of start winding things down here. Coach Smith's kind of quiet when he does stuff like this. I mean, he talks, but he's kind of reserved and all. What's he like on the field when y'all are practicing and maybe goofing up or not doing what he wants you to do? Is he got any fire?
Yes, sir.
Huh? What's he do? What's he do, Zion?
Well, he get on you like when he see you walking. You feel me? He tell you run like he just like he get on you.
He'll definitely get after you if you.
Has he gotten after you before?
Yes, sir.
Huh? What did you do? What were you doing? Were you loafing?
I wouldn't say loafing, just maybe not performing to the level that
he expected.
Yes, sir.
Well, okay. You guys aren't the most talkative bunch, by the way. All right, we'll get down here on the end. Have you ever felt the wrath of Coach?
Nah.
Nah. I know he's gotten on you before.
Oh, yeah, of course. He's just a great coach overall.
Yeah. Well, you guys have a lot still in front of you as far as, what the season could turn into. You have a team that could probably make a deep run if you can just, get to where you want to be. And, getting that top seed is a big deal in the playoffs now with the way things are done. So, congratulations on a great season so far, and go finish it, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, thanks you guys for coming down with Coach, and hope you enjoyed your dinner. And that's going to just about do it for us tonight here from Top of the River in Anniston. We will be Friday on the road at Walter Welborn as the Welborn Panthers will take on the Ohatchee Indians. It's dedication night for Jeff Smith Field for Coach. We'll bring you that at 6:30, and then, of course, kickoff at 7 o'clock between the Indians and the Welborn Panthers. And don't forget now, in 2 weeks, we have the battle for the belt. The strap is on the line when Cherokee County takes on Alexandria out in Death Valley. Come get your Valley Dog and see who gets the strap and the gold coach's ring there. You see him on the TV. We'll do that in a couple of weeks out at Alexandria. Thanks to all the coaches who came over tonight. Coach Danny Horn, of course, and his guys from Central Clay County. Thanks again to Todd Ginn for stopping in from Alexandria, and, of course, Coach Smith and these guys from Gaston City. We will see you Friday night live from the Hill. Until then, have a great rest of the week, and thanks for watching.